Ever pondered why women might feel jealousy toward other women? It's a question as old as time, yet as relevant as the latest social media post. Jealousy, that green-eyed monster, isn't confined to any gender, age, or culture. It's a universal emotion, a shared thread in the tapestry of the human experience. But today, we're focusing on the enigma of envy among women. Now you might be thinking, why single out women? Don't men feel jealousy too? Absolutely, they do. But the dynamics of jealousy can play out differently across genders, influenced by a myriad of factors from social conditioning to biological imperatives. And it's this unique interplay of elements in the context of female relationships that we're here to explore. It's important to clarify that this isn't about perpetuating stereotypes or fanning the flames of gender wars. Instead, it's about understanding, about shedding light on the shadows of our shared human experience. Because to comprehend is to empower, and through understanding, we can foster empathy and kindness, replacing envy with camaraderie. On this journey, we'll delve into the multifaceted world of female jealousy, examining its roots in psychology, its amplification through social influence, and even its underpinnings in evolutionary biology. We'll look at how competition for resources, both tangible and intangible, can spark the embers of envy. We'll discuss how societal pressures and expectations can fan those embers into a raging inferno, and we'll explore how the instinct to survive and thrive can stoke the flames even further. But we won't stop there. We'll also discuss strategies to overcome the green-eyed monster, to transform it from a destructive force into a catalyst for personal growth and positive relationships. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who has the shiniest hair, the slimmest waist, or the most likes on a photo. It's about who we are as individuals and how we relate to each other as fellow human beings. So, are you ready to unravel the enigma of envy? To look jealousy in the eye and say, I understand you and I choose to rise above you? Stay tuned to dive into the psychology behind this intriguing phenomenon. To comprehend women's jealousy, we must first delve into the human mind. You see, the human brain is a complex organ, responsible for processing a myriad of emotions, including jealousy. And within this labyrinth of neurons and synapses, jealousy often finds its root. When we talk about jealousy, we're not just referring to a single emotion, but rather a cocktail of feelings that can include fear, anger, insecurity, and sadness. It's like a potent brew that can stir up a storm within us, sometimes leading us to behave in ways we wouldn't normally. Now let's focus on the role of self-esteem. Picture self-esteem as a mirror reflecting how we view ourselves. When this mirror is clear and unblemished, we see ourselves positively, appreciating our strengths and accepting our flaws. However, when this mirror is smudged with self-doubt and criticism, it can distort our self-image, making us feel inadequate or lesser than others. This feeling of inadequacy often fuels the flames of jealousy. Then comes the act of comparison, a common habit in our competitive society. When women compare themselves with other women, their appearances, achievements, relationships, or possessions, it can evoke feelings of envy. It's like standing on one side of a fence, looking over at a seemingly greener pasture. But remember, every pasture has its own patches of dry grass hidden from view. Jealousy can also be a reaction to perceived threats. When a woman perceives another woman as a threat to something she values, be it a relationship, her social status, or her self-esteem, jealousy can rear its ugly head. So you see, jealousy isn't just about the green-eyed monster lurking in the shadows. It's about the complex interplay of emotions, the dance between self-esteem and comparison, and the reaction to perceived threats. It's a psychological jigsaw puzzle, each piece shaped by our thoughts, perceptions, and experiences. So jealousy isn't just about the green-eyed monster, but a complex interplay of emotions. Societal expectations and norms can fan the flames of jealousy, wouldn't you agree? Let's delve into how societal pressures and gender stereotypes can contribute to women's jealousy. It's no secret that the society we live in places immense pressure on women to conform to certain standards and ideals. This pressure can come in many forms and can often lead to feelings of inadequacy and, you guessed it, jealousy. Take media, for example. From a young age, women are bombarded with images and messages about what it means to be beautiful, successful, or desirable. These images often portray an unattainable standard of beauty and success, causing women to feel like they fall short. This discrepancy between reality and the ideal can breed feelings of envy towards those who seem to embody these ideals. Moreover, societal expectations of women often involve comparisons. Women are often pitted against each other in a competition for limited resources, whether it's the attention of a potential partner, a coveted job, or social recognition. This competitive environment can fuel feelings of jealousy and resentment. And let's not forget about the pressure to conform. Women are often expected to fall in line with traditional gender roles and norms, which can be restrictive and limiting. When a woman steps outside these norms, she may be met with criticism or backlash, which can lead to feelings of jealousy towards those who appear to fit the mold more easily. Lastly, we can't ignore the role of gender stereotypes. Stereotypes about women being overly emotional or naturally competitive with each other can perpetuate the cycle of jealousy. These stereotypes can lead to self-fulfilling prophecies, where women come to believe and act in line with these harmful assumptions. All these factors combined create a potent cocktail of societal influences that can incite jealousy among women. It's a complex issue with many layers, but by recognizing these societal influences, we can begin to understand and address the root causes of jealousy. Indeed, societal influences play a significant role in the manifestation of jealousy. Did you know our ancestors might have a hand in why we feel jealous? As we venture further into the labyrinth of jealousy, we stumble upon the intriguing realm of evolutionary psychology. Here, we find that our feelings of envy might not be as modern as we think. Picture a time when survival was not guaranteed, a time when resources were scarce and competition was high. This was the world our ancestors navigated. Every day was a struggle, and every resource was a lifeline. The competition was fierce, not only for food and shelter, but also for the ultimate prize, the opportunity to pass on one's genes. As humans, we are the product of countless generations of individuals who were successful in this competition. They were the ones who managed to secure resources, attract mates, and ultimately ensure their survival and the survival of their offspring. And it's possible that jealousy served as an effective tool in this struggle. Imagine two ancient women. One has resources, the other does not. The woman without resources might feel a pang of jealousy, a powerful emotion that drives her to strive harder, to compete more fiercely. In this way, jealousy could have served as a motivator, pushing individuals to secure what they needed to survive and reproduce. Similarly, when it came to selecting a mate, jealousy could have played a role. If a woman perceived a rival as a threat to her relationship, jealousy might have spurred her to protect that relationship, to guard her mate from potential usurpers. In this context, jealousy could have been a useful tool in ensuring the continuation of one's lineage. So, what does this mean for us today? Well, it suggests that our feelings of jealousy might not be entirely within our control. They might be echoes from a time long past, remnants of survival strategies employed by our distant ancestors. It doesn't excuse jealousy, but it does provide a context, a backdrop against which we can better understand this complex emotion. It seems jealousy might be more deeply ingrained in us than we thought. Let's remember, understanding is the first step to overcoming. Join us in the next scene as we discuss ways to overcome the green-eyed monster. So, we've understood the why of jealousy, but how about the how of overcoming it? Ah yes, the how. Now that's the real catch, isn't it? It's one thing to understand the roots of jealousy, but it's a completely different ballgame to manage and overcome it. So let's dive into it. First off, self-love. It's not just a trendy hashtag, it's a way of life. When you love yourself, truly and deeply, you're less likely to feel threatened by others. You see, jealousy often stems from a place of insecurity, a sense of not being good enough. But when you embrace your strengths and accept your weaknesses, you start to realize that you are, in fact, enough, just as you are. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else or wish you had what they have. You have your own unique gifts and talents, and that's something to celebrate, not something to be jealous of. Next up is confidence. Confidence and self-love go hand in hand. When you have confidence in your abilities, you're less likely to feel jealous of someone else's. Instead of seeing someone else's success as a threat, you see it as a motivation, an inspiration to work harder and reach your own goals. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about being the best version of yourself. And then there's empathy. Empathy is about understanding and sharing the feelings of others. When you empathize with someone, you realize that they too have their own struggles and challenges. They too have worked hard for what they have. They too have had their share of failures and disappointments. So instead of feeling jealous, you feel happy for them. You understand that their success doesn't diminish your own. Yes, overcoming the green-eyed monster is no easy task. It requires self-awareness, effort, and a lot of inner work. But it's worth it, because at the end of the day, jealousy only hurts the one who harbors it. Remember, jealousy is a natural emotion, but it doesn't have to control your life.